Welcome back. All right, to another Forexcast. All right, I'm gonna get right to it, and I'm gonna start with GU. All right, so if we look at GU, we're looking at GU on the daily. All right, we can see that on the daily, price has been in a downtrend. Right, from its top, making these lower highs. Right, continue making lower lows after these lower highs, bigger extension down, and now price had this bigger corrective move to the upside. All right, so looking at this on the daily, I have this trend line drawn from point one, or you could look at it right here. Uh, this is point one, point two, extend it out. All right, now price is forming another potential lower high at this level of structure, right, where price broke down from, okay? So we got the daily rejection. This is nice, like a gravestone doji right here type. That could signify some sellers coming in, and then we had this nice daily close, all right, showing us a bearish rejection. This could be setting up for a big move. So this is how I will play it. Looking at the 4 hour, we can see from this level of supply, looking to the left, always look left to go right. This is where price had previous breakdown in the past. All right. We see over here, this was a nice level of retest as well for resistance. Continue down. So at the same level of structure, price on a 4 hour, we formed evening star right here. Evening star pattern, right? Rejection, pulled back, and then formed another evening star rejection, forming pretty much a double top, and then gave us that breakdown. Okay, so with this, I would say go to a smaller time frame. Either look for price to correct like this, because I am bearish this week on GU. So I would look for price to either maybe give more of a pullback first, maybe retest the neckline of this double top, something like that, and then give you that continuation down. All right. Or you could wait for a bigger break of structure, like a price have a bigger breakdown of structure, a bigger impulsive move, and then catch those pullbacks, retest opportunities for continuation down. Because if we look at this on the daily, you can see this is also a nice level of demand right here. All right. And I had this trend line, this counter trend line drawn up. So if this comes down and breaks below that structure, below the trend line and everything, then that could be added confirmation for even more continuation to the downside. All right. And you catch those pullbacks, possibly retest, and then look to take it down even further. All right. This could be potentially a 200, 300 plus pip move. All right. Because even if you're looking at where it's at now to just around this structure, that's about 200 plus pips, 200 pips or so. All right. So that's my bias on GU. Either catch a pullback drop or look for continued sell off and then look to sell those pullbacks. GBP Chef. So this is another pair that's on my list. You can see I already have this marked up because I'm actually anticipating continued drop. And VIP, we are in this trade. And you can see here on the daily, similar to GU, it's been in a downtrend. This top, lower high, extension down, price retest the structure, continue down, right? Found demand. But if we look into the left, it's just structure to structure. Price action and market structure is everything. It's no coincidence that it's found structure here. Because after that, I remember I was calling this drop from up here and I was anticipating it to come down here. And that's what it did. And if you look to the left, it bounced there because that's a strong previous level of supply. You see, price respected this as resistance as supply in the past. Also, it was once demand here in the past. So that's the structural level you pay attention to. So price came down here, found support, bounced up, had a bigger corrective move. And now we get this on the daily, prices starting to roll over. Here on the daily, we see this is also an evening star rejection right here. All right. After that, price broke down, breaking back below structure. So seeing a break back below structure like this, I would start to look to sell in line with structure because this was also a level where it was a nice retest level for sales. Okay. So now if we go down to like the 4 hour, you can see price is also breaking my trend line. We broke back below structure here, forming a lower low on the 4 hour. And now price is retesting this. And I'm expecting on this retest, I'm expecting this to just continue down from here. All right. So if you're not in this, you can look for this to maybe continue from here. All right. Just continue to form lower lows. On those pullback opportunities, just look for more sell opportunities. All right. Because this really, looking at the daily, this could come all the way back. I would look for it to come, as long as it holds below this structure, I would look for it to come at least back down to roughly around this level of structure, which is 1.23. All right. So really anywhere between 1.237 to 1.23, I will expect it to reach. All right. Now, of course, it could still possibly come all the way back down here again. All right. So this is a potential anywhere from 100 to 200 plus pip setup loading. All right. So that's GBP Swiss franc. GJ. So GJ was real choppy and playing around last week around the supply level. Because I was looking for sales in this. I was a little early at first, you know, because you see to look to the left, had a sell-off. All right. You see here on the daily, we had these daily rejections, but it was ranging right here for a minute. All right. If we look at the 4 hour, it was ranging here, pulled back, broke down, found support, bounced again, came right back to this top of supply, formed a bearish engulfing on a 4 hour, pulled back slightly, and then just continued. And now you see it broke this structure here. So really, I'm still bearish on this. Like on these pullbacks, I would look for those opportunities for those continuations down, back down towards 155. All right, looking at this on the day, that would be my next target, 155. So either a pullback first, a bigger pullback first, and then continuation, or price can just break down more, catch those pullbacks. And then 155 would be the next target I will anticipate. And after that, around this level of structure. So roughly 154.5 to 154.2-ish type area. All right, so I'll just look to trade structure to structure, zone to zone, and just go in line with what price action is showing me. All right, but as of now, I'm still bearish on GJ. This could be setting up for really even a bigger wave down. So watch out for that. Euro GBP. So looking at EG, like this is in a major demand zone. All right, looking to the left, this is way in 2016. So this is a strong demand zone. And when you're at a level like this, you know, the chances of it breaking is usually slim, right? Because you see EG really is a pair that ranges a lot. This is really one big range here on a weekly and a monthly. This is one big range, just one big sideways move. So I'm anticipating for price to respect the same level of demand that it usually respects. All right, or that's been that's been respecting for the last 6 years, basically. You know what I mean? Or five years or so. All right. So if we look at it now, I want to anticipate a bounce from this level. All right, price is holding this right now. If I go to the 4 hour, you see on the daily, we got like these pin wick rejections on the daily. Looking at this on the 4 hour, it's not a perfect one, but to me, this is looking like an inverted head and shoulders. Right here being the head, this being the left shoulder, this being the right shoulder. You know, I'm anticipating this to hold to the upside. I'm anticipating this low right here to hold, something like this. Anticipating that low of price to hold, and looking at, you know, where we're at in this major supply zone, this really can be a big swing to the upside. All right, something like that. Okay, so in this type case, you could look at it like this. I'll take my counter trend. All right, counter trend. You see prices now starting to, you know, if I look at this structure right here, if price breaks above here, right, then that's even more sign for me that we're going to the upside. So you could wait for some type of extension up and then catch or break a structure and catch those pullback opportunities. Any type of pullback, retest, look to just trade in line with that price to the upside once you get that break of structure. All right, that's EG. Real JPY, so similar to GJ, all right, but this did roll over. This trade was given out in the Discord. Actually, TP was hit. So if we look at this, like if I take you to the Discord real quick, and you can see this is where, you know, my private Discord where I give out analysis updates. I do live sessions. Also send out the trades I'm taking myself. And EJ was one that was given last week. So you can see, let's see where it is, right here. EJ sold at, gave out the sell signal around 130.7. TP1 was plus 97. So I didn't even, was at 129.80. That actually was hit, which was 97 pips. I didn't even update this, so I'll let them know. TP1 hit. Plus 97 pips on EJ. All right. So it's a good opportunity because this is not just a signal service. This is actually something where, you know, you get to get the reasons of why I'm looking to take these trades. I get breakdowns of what I saw, why I took the setup. You know what I mean? And it's just a way that you can learn and earn at the same time, be in a position where you get to learn how to fish for yourself. So that TP was hit 129.8. The next TP for this was 129.3. So further down. So looking at this, I can see that on the 4-hour, structure was broken, right? Price had a top up here. Structure was broken. If you looking to the left, this low form broke these higher low structures. It broke these higher lows to the left. So in my estimation, structure is broken. So in that case, I would say on these pullbacks, there could be another opportunity for a drop, right? Possibly this retest here, possibly can stay below this breakout candle, and you could look for this to continue to wave to the downside. All right, if not, then it probably will give a bigger move to the upside, and then you can see that happen. All right, so we'll see how this goes, but overall, on this pullback, I'm expecting a bigger dip to the downside. All right, UJ. So UJ was like, man, it was like probably one of the top signals that was given out. It was one of the top setups that I was giving out. And you can see here that price did exactly what I expected. It is exactly what I expected. I could show this, how I sent this out. And this was just, you know, price action, market structure was beautiful right here. Like I went right here. All right. This was a setup. On this retest, was expecting a continued move to the downside. And it did exactly that. This was one of the top setups of the week, really. Like, because if you looking to the left, this is also a level of supply structure right here. Once I saw price continue this breakdown below this structure, now I was looking for or anticipating a pullback, retest, and continuation down. And that's what price did. All right. It did that perfectly. All right. So really in this scenario, you're looking to sell this breakdown of this like bearish flag, this corrective move, right? Breakdown, something like this. You see it's holding, respect it. TP's down at the next point of structure. All right. And looking to the left is the reason why I gave that as a target. It's the reason why I gave it as a target, because if you look at that to the left, that's a previous level of supply structure. So it's not a coincidence that price just found support there and printed like this type of rejection candle. So this is a nice pin bar on a daily. All right. So chances are it's looking like price is now setting up for a bullish wave. All right. So I'm looking for, I'm anticipating buys on EJ this week. All right. So if we look at like the 4-hour, price formed this bullish engulfing on the 4-hour, holding support at this level of structure, you know, and I would expect this to come, you know, have a move back up. All right. It's just as simple as that. You just react to what price gives you. You make sure your structure levels are drawn in. You react to what price action is showing. Right. And it's just as simple as that. So that's UJ buys this week. Looking at gold, gold has been in a range a bit. Look here, it's been pretty much in this range, right? So now gold is back at this level of resistance or supply, and it is showing some type of respect of this level. Like you see here, had a sell-off, pullback, sell-off, bounce again. Now it's respecting this level again. All right. So with that, you could be looking for another potential continuation move to the downside. Maybe on these pullbacks, you know, look for a continued sell off to the downside, because with this type of price action, especially on a 4-hour bearish engulfing, strong rejection, I wouldn't anticipate this or look for this continued buy. Continued sell off to the downside. We take a trend line here. So on this pullback, say if it pulls back, you know, you continue to look for potential sell setup to the downside. And this could come back down here, all right, before potentially bouncing or continuing. So you'll see how it is there. All right, so you can see AU. This is also at a level where it had a nice rejection too, because really a lot of these went with the dollar. The dollar started, if you look at the dollar index, the dollar found some type of support. I wouldn't say support, but it had a nice bullish correction. You see here, because dollar, it finally broke this range, but it had a nice bullish correction right here. So with that correction, you see the majors go in line with that. Gold, AU, EU, GU, right? You see these pairs go in line with that. So now looking at this on AU, looking at the daily, I mean, price had a strong like evening star rejection. And if you look at this, had a strong rejection on the daily. So now I would still look for potential sales on a pullback. Either something like this, look for this correction, pullback, and then catch that continuation. All right, but if price comes down and continues to break below this level of structure, breaking this trend line, also breaking back below this level of demand, then I will expect even a bigger, a deeper move to the downside, catch the pullback or something, catch that continuation. All right. So that's AU. These are the pairs that's on my watch list. All right, for this week. I'm really high on GU, GBP Chef as well. And I'll see, usually I like to have a watch list, several pairs. Everybody's different. Some people just trade one, some people just take three, but normally I at least have my top three at the top of my watch list or my top two. And then I would choose the pair that I feel like is setting up to give me the highest probability to win. All right. So I hope that helps. Again, follow, be sure to like and subscribe if you're new here. Be sure to follow the free Telegram. I'll send out updates. I'll send out analysis, the same type of markups and setups I'm looking for. I'll send them out. So if you're somebody that like to just get a perspective on what somebody's looking at, where they expect the price to go, then this can still help you make money for free. All right. Maybe I'll throw a signal every now and then. But if you're looking for that more hands-on, be sure to check out the VIP, fxwave.com. All right. Everything will be in the description below. And I'll see you all on the next one. Blessings.